After Portugal's 1-0 defeat to Morocco in the 2022 World Cup quarterfinals, Cristiano Ronaldo left the field in tears, realizing this was likely his last World Cup. Years of dreams and dedication ended in heartbreak. Alessandro Florenzi shared a heartwarming moment after scoring a goal running straight into the stands to celebrate with his grandmother. A beautiful tribute showing that some victories are meant to be shared with family. Player number 7 scored a brilliant header and immediately paid tribute to his late mother by lifting his jersey to reveal her image beneath. Pointing to the sky, he stood there with tears in his eyes as the crowd rose in a heartfelt ovation. A goal that carried the weight of love, loss, and a mother's memory. Truly an unforgettable moment on the pitch. Livorno midfielder Pier Mario Morosini collapsed on the field after suffering a cardiac arrest. Medics rushed to save him, but despite all efforts, he tragically passed away on the way to the hospital. The entire football world was in shock, as he was just 25 years old with his whole career ahead of him. These are the heartbreaking scenes from Pier Mario Morosini's funeral in Italy. Everyone was in tears, mourning the loss of a young talent gone too soon.
To pay their respects to Pier Mario Morosini.
May the grace of our Lord be with you in your travel back to Bergamo. You will also remember the love and passion of this city and the gratitude of this club, of these supporters, of your teammates with whom you have shared so many glorious moments.
Buon viaggio.
During a match between Everton and Tottenham in 2019, Son Heung-min accidentally tackled Andre Gomes, causing a horrific ankle injury. Gomes suffered a dislocated ankle and a fracture, leaving players from both teams visibly shaken. Son was devastated, breaking down in tears on the field, and was initially shown a red card, later rescinded. In the next game, Son scored but refused to celebrate, instead joining his hands in apology and respect for Gomes. Football is more than just a game, it's about respect and sportsmanship.
Dan wasit, Agus Fauzan Arifin meniup peluit panjang.
Chaos erupted as thousands of Arema supporters stormed the pitch after their club's first home defeat in 23 years, hurling bottles and objects at players and officials. What began as frustration turned into a full-blown disaster. Riots broke out.
The tragedy unfolded on Saturday in Milan. Police Chief Nico Afinta said frustrated Arema supporters invaded the pitch. 22-year-old Mohamed Rian Dwikiono, who said many friends had lost their lives because of officers who dehumanized us.
Police deployed tear gas, and in the panic, tragedy struck.
Fatalities included
135 lives were lost, 320 injured, and a football match became a nightmare. In mourning, Indonesians lit white candles and laid wreaths, honoring those who never made it home. Georg Tegel suffered a serious head injury on the field, collapsing after a brutal collision. Seeing the severity of the situation, Luka Lohoshvili reacted instantly, rushing over and ensuring his airway remained clear while urgently calling the medics. Thanks to his quick thinking, Tegel received immediate medical attention, preventing a worse outcome. A true moment of sportsmanship that likely saved a life. In a heartbreaking tribute, Jody Lukoki's young son walked onto the field with flowers in 2022, joined by his father's teammates, to honor his memory. An emotional moment that showed football is more than a game, it's family, love, and remembrance. After Brazil's shocking elimination by Croatia in the 2022 World Cup, the Brazilian players were devastated. Sitting on the field, tears flowed as they processed the heartbreak of falling short of their dreams. The weight of expectations and the pain of defeat was too much to bear for these warriors who had given everything in the tournament. After Georgia's historic win against Portugal, Kvaratskhelia was celebrating with his teammates when he suddenly stopped upon noticing Cristiano Ronaldo's disappointment. Out of deep respect and admiration for the Portuguese legend, Kvara chose not to celebrate excessively. Instead, he approached Ronaldo, showing his admiration by asking for his jersey. It was a heartfelt moment of sportsmanship, proving that even in victory, respect for greatness remains. If you love football, hit that like button, share with your friends, and subscribe. Let's grow this channel together. In the UEFA Champions League final against Inter Milan, heartbreak struck Manchester City as Kevin De Bruyne was forced off early due to injury. The midfield maestro, desperate to fight for glory, watched helplessly from the sidelines, his dream of deciding the final slipping away once again. Manchester City fans were heartbroken as Kevin De Bruyne left the Champions League final injured once again. Watching their star walk off in pain was a crushing moment on the biggest stage. Argentina's national team received a hero's welcome after winning the 2022 World Cup. Millions flooded the streets, chanting, waving flags, and celebrating with pure passion. The players paraded with the trophy, Messi at the center of it all, as Argentina erupted into a historic celebration. Fabrice Muamba's life changed forever on March 17, 2012, when he collapsed on the pitch due to sudden cardiac arrest during Bolton's FA Cup match against Tottenham at White Hart Lane. For 78 minutes, his heart had stopped, and only the swift response of medical teams and a defibrillator saved his life. Though he never played professionally again, his survival was nothing short of a miracle. 9 years later, he returned to White Hart Lane, the very place where he almost lost his life, and delivered an emotional speech.
My message to anybody who find an individual who suffering cerebral cardiac arrest, first and foremost, call the ambulance. Second, do CPR. And if you have access to a defibrillator, use it.
A wild moment on the pitch. The assistant referee, while running to check an offside, slipped on the wet field and twisted his ankle. He tried to shake it off, but the pain was too much, and medics had to step in. With no choice but to leave, the game had to adjust without him, an unexpected twist, literally. In his final home match for Liverpool against Aston Villa in May 2023, Roberto Firmino scored an 89th minute equalizer assisted by Mohamed Salah. Overcome with emotion, Firmino celebrated with teammates and fans, marking a poignant farewell at Anfield.
Fighting that night on BT Sport box office. There's a collision here involving Antonio Rudiger.
The 2021 UEFA Champions League final took a heartbreaking turn for Kevin De Bruyne. After a brutal collision, he was forced to leave the field early. His dream of leading Manchester City to glory shattered. As he walked off with tears in his eyes, City fans felt the pain with him, knowing their maestro couldn't finish the biggest match of the season. Despite a 6-1 loss to England, Panama's first ever World Cup goal had fans cheering like they had won the tournament.
By the substitute, Felipe Baloy, who carves...
A heartbreaking moment in football. Juan Izquierdo collapsed on the field as his heart suddenly stopped. Medical staff rushed in, and he was immediately taken to the hospital, fighting for his life. Sadly, after 5 days of battling, he couldn't make it. A tragic loss to the football world. Rest in peace, Juan. In the UEFA Euro 2004 final, Angelos Karisteas' powerful header secured Greece's historic 1-0 victory over Portugal. As the final whistle blew, Portugal's dreams were shattered. Cristiano Ronaldo and thousands of Portuguese fans burst into tears, heartbroken by the loss on home soil. Greece's underdog triumph remains one of the greatest shocks in football history, proving that miracles do happen. A brutal collision as the player crashed into the opposing goalkeeper. The impact was so heavy that the goalkeeper fainted on the spot, leaving everyone in shock. Medical staff rushed in, checking for any serious injuries, and after a few tense moments, he was stretchered off the field. A scary scene, hoping he's okay. Cristiano Ronaldo's dream of leading Portugal to Euro 2016 glory took a devastating turn when a harsh collision with Dimitri Payet left him injured just 25 minutes into the final against France. Despite his best efforts to continue, the pain was unbearable, and he was forced to leave the pitch in tears, knowing he couldn't fight alongside his team for the rest of the match. But even from the sidelines, he became Portugal's biggest motivator, coaching, shouting, and pushing his teammates to give everything.
It's a risk. A risk worth taking. Caught everybody out. Wriggles free of Koscielny.
In extra time, Eder stepped up with a stunning long-range goal, sealing Portugal's historic first-ever European champion. Ronaldo, who went from heartbreak to jubilation, lifted the trophy as a champion, proving that his leadership went far beyond just playing. Check out another epic video on your screen. If you love football, hit that like button, share with your friends, and subscribe. Let's grow this channel together.